What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the first episode in our coverage of Stories, The Path of Destinies. The embargo is finally up, so I'm allowed to play the game and show you the first couple hours, and I've been very, very excited about it. I've heard through the grapevine that this game is really, really badass. My backlog is enormous right now with indie games, but I was talking with some other people here on YouTube, and they're like, oh, dude, you've got to check out Stories. And so I figured I would go ahead and give that a leap of faith here today. We're going to be playing completely and totally blind. If you've never heard of the game, it's a top-down action RPG with anthropomorphic animal characters. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It sort of reminds me kind of like a 3D. I don't even know if I want to call it Dust, though. We'll just have to see as the game goes along. I am playing with a controller today, so I'm going to be relaying the different controls by the Xbox controller that I've plugged into my computer, because at the beginning it said it with a waiver that the game is best played with a controller and it's optimized for controller play. So I went ahead and I slapped one on in because I love optimizing my experiences. Why not? Why accept a 5 when you can take a 10? So without further ado, I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of storyline on the front land. The game is called Stories. I mean, one would follow the other. We would assume, anyways, that a game called Stories would have some storyline to cover. So let's get started before I waste any more time blathering on.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. But then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
He did have a crash helmet. I don't know if we want a kid with a crash helmet as the catalyst of our adventures here. This might not work out well. This seems like it might be the engine for my sarcasm for the remainder of this playthrough.
The kid was looking down, watching his city burn. "Sorry, kid," Reynardo told the kid. "Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone." "My mother died for this book! I promised her I'd protect you." Oh, damn it. The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Reynardo had to run after him.
Ah, nothing like cardiovascular exercise in the morning. So it looks like the left stick does exactly what I thought it would do. The right stick also does what I thought it would do. I'm swinging a sword, and hopefully I'm vanquishing enemies soon. With the A button, okay, so X button. B button doesn't look like it does anything just yet. I'm sure it will later. I think they got my buttons locked down at the moment. That's what it feels like. They're going to teach me new abilities. We've noticed that we're a fox and we're supposed to be guarding a hare. I don't think I would trust a fox to guard my hair. That's like trusting a razor to guard your hair. It's just...
Two ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The ravens cawed and rushed at him.
For the Emperor! Apparently we're slashing ravens. Oh, that raven just got dominated on. Oh my good lord, these ravens are having a rough day. It's time to spread some feathers in the air like we just don't care. So when an enemy is about to attack, press the X button to counter. So it's kind of like the Batman system. I got you. I got you. Oh, I got this. Why am I dragging my blade on the ground? Oh, that's going to take some serious whetstones to fix. Oh, you have been countered, my friend. You have been countered. Yep. Countered like an old jar of jam. Ooh. And I have like a little cocky laugh every time I vanquish them as well. Can I break that tree? All I wanted to do was chop down a tree. If you have a sword and you can't...
Ship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
They're moving pretty quick. And they're fairly high up, so we can hold X to grab somebody. And then we can aim and release and throw. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. So apparently I'm throwing ravens now. Do I have him impaled on my sword? Oh, I do. Hey, how dare you launch off of my impalement sword? I prepared it especially for you, with sharpening and murderous intent. So off they fly.
Right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship Docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels. Or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere. And neither are you. Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero sword. And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Reynardo going to get a hero sword?
Why is he acting like a hero sword is like a vital thing that every respectable member of society needs? It's a hero sword, not like a liver. I think we'll be alright. What is this? Hero sword!
Oh, and wind essence? That sounds about right. I'll need a workshop, though.
Indeed, to cut the wind into the shape that we require.
Perfect.
The schverts. What kind of schvert do I want? This is the sword crafting menu. Here you can craft and upgrade powerful magical swords. Gather the required materials from the chest scattered throughout Boreas. I'm going to call it Boras from now on. So, our sword has a level and special powers. It looks like it levels up. Level 1, it looks badass. And then the resources required in order to upgrade it. Let's make this happen. You have just enough. Woohoo! Apparently we just have a bunch of guys standing around our workshop going, hooah! Every time we get done crafting. Sometimes you need moral support. Ooh. That sword is sexier than the last one. It's a little bit thicker and more awesome. Does it swing differently? No, it pretty much swings the exact same way that I expect it to. Alright, well, we've got a hero sword. Oddly enough, having a sword that I guess
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Reynardo's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid.
He hung out with that kid's mom because she, quote-unquote, laughed at his jokes. Is that what they're calling it nowadays in the Fox world? I'm not up with all the Fox lingo. Like, yeah, man, I'm going over to Debbie's house. She always laughs at my jokes. But like, damn, she laughs at your jokes? Wish somebody would laugh at my jokes.
Ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. How'd you get across? He asked the kid. Where'd you find a hook? I hopped, said the kid. Wise-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you! Cute, said Reynardo. Ah, ravens.
No, not ravens. I'm gonna throw one of them. Yep. Oh, that was so raw. That was so badass. Those ravens got dealt with.
To talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. How had he done it? Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
It would have been funnier if it said, maybe if he meditated at this conveniently placed altar, he would remember his skills. Just something to like break the fourth wall slightly. Skills is, so every time you level up, you get a skill point, spend them in altars to do stuff in Boras that's more awesome than what you can do now. There are 4 tiers of skills, make truths, okay, so the more truths you discover, the more tiers you will unlock. Ain't that the truth about life? Here you can find the description of each skill and its unlock requirements. You have a skill point to spend. Go and buy the hookshot skill. Hooray.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Ooh, cool, I can pull enemies towards me too. Apparently we've gotten better at hooking. Hooray for hooking skills. I am the greatest fox hooker in the land. Okay. That's pretty sweet. It's intuitive, too. It works pretty much the way you figure it would work.
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs. Oh, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. "Stop!" he shouted. "I'm not giving you the book!" shouted the kid, and took off. "No! Peter!" But the kid ran for it, and a goggler nailed him with its ivy.
Yikes. I don't think he's getting up from that one. Oh, I got this. Ah! Oh, I cut it in half. Yeah, its little meat brain is sticking out. That's what it gets for beating up the appropriately named Peter Rabbit, I guess.
The book was unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Reynardo picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Is there anything inside these boxes over here? Ew, there's little pieces of Peter Rabbit flying off into the distance. I always wondered about that, like, if you dump somebody's ashes into the ocean and somebody goes swimming later on and she's like, oh god, I've got Charlie all over the side of my face. This is gnarly. A gnarly dose of Charlie. What the hell is that? Ooh, we've got little fruity things that give me health. I like fruity things that give me health. Ooh, and there's lots of them. Let us engorge ourselves on the glucose of healing. No, I can't pull the boxes around, though.
What was the big deal about this book, anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Reynardo could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Reynardo yelled back. "Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base! I will spare your life!" it called. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven, a sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time, unless Reynardo could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Reynardo had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Reynardo a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Reynardo could only rescue him. Reynardo dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper?
Should I save my friend, or should I reclaim the Sky Stripper? Bro code. Friends before strippers. Let's do this thing.
Ah, Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. The Ravens had figured out that Lapino was a rebel spy. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse.
Bam, bam. Off to save a rebel spy. Every time somebody's like, show me where the rebel base is, I want to be like, show me where the Imperial base is, and I'll spare all of you. We could save 25 hours of gameplay right now. Take me to your base. It's going to happen either way. You might as well get it over now.
Lapino had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
Well, there's a treasure chest over here. Let's go all out on that and see how that affects us. Ooh, a bunch of ore. Yes, please. Gotta find myself a workshop. Oh, we've got one right here, conveniently placed. So what does a gem do? Gem socketing. Here you can equip powerful gems that will augment your offensive and defensive capabilities. Your gauntlet has 3 sockets where you can put gems. Okay, select one of the sockets to add a gemerald. Each gem has 3 levels. Effect increases with the level. If you get a gem that you already have, upgrades that gem's level. You can find gems in chests throughout Boras if you're lucky enough. Okay. So attack speed is locked. We haven't found any gems yet, so really that's not going to be an option. However, with the ore that we do have available, perhaps we might be able to... Oh, never mind. It takes more than we have. The Firestorm blade. We can have Winter Thorn or the Void blade. I like that one. It's got like a scimitar thing going on. Current level, look badass. I suppose we'll just have to sit on our supplies for a little bit. Can I break these crates? No, I cannot break those crates. We'll find them. I want to break them anyways. This looks slightly dangerous.
Imagine if you built a house on one of these things. Oh, that would be amazing. It would be like having a boat.
A sky boat.
The ravens had taken the town. Renato had seen villages emptied like this. All the people taken away to be sacrificed in the Emperor's secret rituals. Renato hoped the people were just hiding. Renato's blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
Well, better a thing than a someone, I suppose. You can't be putting hands on people just because you got a bad temper. Let's see, there's a wrong sword, so we gotta have a better sword for that one. We need the right sword rather than the wrong sword. Can I break all these? Get out of the way, door. We don't actually operate doors in this world the way you're supposed to. We just, like, smash them with a blade. Can I hit this? Oh, there's a bridge over here. See, I always miss the obvious options. Do I have any skill points or anything? No skill points. I think we're going to need the dash. That's probably going to be one of the first things that I'm going to upgrade. Everybody could use a little dash of dashing in their gameplay. Ooh. Hi there. Would you like to be my friend? Somebody was eating just a carrot for dinner. How much you want to assume it was a rabbit? Is that a racist thing to say? Like, I bet that rabbit was eating carrots. I would assume in a world like this where all animals live in harmony except for crows who appear to like sacrificing people to dark gods, that like you would have to switch the standard around a little bit.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renato. No?
No! I've been bludgeoned. I need dodge abilities. That's what... Oh, I got him. Yeah, he thought he was going to get the best of me, but no siree. Wow, these guys are getting vanquished right now. Oh, vanquished so hard. That's fairly intuitive.
Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lupino. Where had the mad rabbit got to?
No, not Lupino. See, what they should have named this quest was Lupino Noir. And then it would be a less colorful map because it would do the noir thing that, like, every single game is doing nowadays. Maybe I just have bad ideas, though. Ooh, I got my health back, though, from some fruitses. That's pretty sweet. Let me see what I can accomplish here. Now that we've dined upon the flesh of the fruit, I think we should be more or less patched up. The combat feels a little chunky, but simultaneously, it works for what you're trying to get it to do. If you notice, there's kind of like a... I think it could be a tiny bit more intuitive, but it's functional as it stands right now. And I can't really describe it much further than that. You'll just have to feel it for yourselves once you get the game. It feels alright, though. It doesn't feel like 10 out of 10, but it still feels good enough to where I want to keep playing. Kind of a... Yeah, it feels alright. We'll sort it out. I think it's just because there's things missing right now, like I haven't picked up all the skills that If you ever played... Actually, it feels just like Hand of Fate's combat. If you ever played Hand of Fate, it feels just like that. Oh, we leveled up. I forgot about that. Let's go to our little shiny thing. So depending on... Oh, we get the dash. Okay, supernatural dash.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Oh, that's so badass. See, now that feels much more fluid right there, the dodging does. So once we combine that with our swordsmanship, maybe that'll give us a tad more flow, because of the mobility in combat that I was noticing that we weren't really able to pull off. And so maybe that was the missing piece of the puzzle. That was the final Jinjo on our otherwise completed Banjo-Kazooie map. That's right, we're dropping references today. I miss Banjo-Kazooie. It's upsetting that there were never, like, any more games for that. However, I know the developers are working on something like... I'm going to pull him over to here. We're going to get started. I'm going to teleport... Oh, they whacked into each other. That's an interesting little interaction that I didn't expect. Ooh, got that parry. Got that parry. You don't want to know me like that, Crow. Oh, shit. Ow, my face. Okay, so combat is also punishing. We got to watch out. I forgot that I... Ooh, we can counter blow? Okay. I had forgotten that I used up all my stamina using my little hookshotty thing. I already know which way I'm going to teleport if they try to come after me. That is some satisfying hack and slash right there. That is some downright enjoyable hack and slash. I'm liking it. I'm feeling like I might be able to make this like a long-term occupation. Just hack and slashing crows. Can I break the little berry bushes? The bramble bushes? Can I go to all those other areas that we had flown over?
Chill run down his back. Or possibly a flea.
Forgot to put his advantage on his neck this morning. This is what happens. I haven't leveled up yet, so I don't think that the altar is going to be that helpful. We need the shadow sword to go over to that side, so until we can throw some shade on that particular door... I think he's going to come after me. And then while the friends are down here... Ow! Getting hit is painful. I don't like this very much. Normally I'm a fan of getting hit on, but as of right now it just seems bothersome. Give me some more fruit, otherwise I'm going to die. Why is my fox eating fruit, by the way? Wouldn't a fox eat like chicken legs or something to feel better? Hey, buddy.
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, see, this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap Zenobia. We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
We'll ponder this choice in the next episode. My name is Splattercat. This is Stories. You should definitely check out the link down below if you wanted to play the game for yourself and avoid those spoilers. I will see you all in future episodes of Stories. Thanks for stopping on by. How you do, everybody?